How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to, I have no idea what episode. We're going to play another starter deck. So first let's look through what deck we're going to play and what strategies it's got in there. And then we'll actually play the deck, and then we'll find out some cards afterwards that might steer this deck in a better direction. What cards to look out for if you're opening kegs. Let's go with Nilfgaard, shall we? Okay, so Nilfgaard, we've got seize an enemy unit of 3 power or less. Choose an enemy unit, then damage adjacent units by its power. Locks, a bit of damage. Summon all units. Okay, boost opponents. Okay. So, having a quick look at this. There's not a whole lot of massive strategy here. It's mainly about control. So, I'm going to be locking opponents, destroying them, stealing them, damaging them, destroying them, that type of thing. Now, at the very beginning of the game, I will want to try and get my Imperia Brigade out to thin my deck a little bit. I haven't got any combos with that this particular game. We are probably wanting to hold Alzor's Thunder. It depends how much control we've got with other cards, because all the other cards like Orcs and Serret and Swears, they put some points on the board for me as well. Having a Nilfgaard Sergeant at the start of the game would be quite nice. Whenever you play a unit with deploy, boost south by 1. So he'll be the first one I want to put down if I want to. This guy's an engine as well, so I do want to try and use him if possible quite early on. We've got locks again. That's really nice. Transform an allied unit into a slave infantry. So if something gets wounded down to 1, we can boost this. We can change it into a 4 again. Damage unit by 1 increase for each one. So we kind of want to stack a little bit of our soldiers together so we get more damage from this. And I'm thinking in an advanced way we may want to play this on the opponent's side of the board because it's spying. And we might want to try and disrupt some of their combos if there are anything we can disrupt. So for the most part, there's not much of a combo here. Just try and get our Pikeman, Nilfgaard Sergeant, Imperial Brigade at the beginning. And then, you know, control the opponent. So let's find out, shall we? So initially, I did say this deck might be one of the better ones. Control is always very difficult. Now the issue with this is that we can't, generally speaking, exponentially grow anywhere. We've pretty much got a limited amount of value in this deck. We can't really do anything to get extra value apart from putting down those couple of engines. But since everyone's got the lock and the Alzor in their decks, that I don't think our engines are going to stick around too long. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got 2 of these, so we need to re-trigger one of them. Done. And he's playing Skellige. Okay, so we've got one of those to start with, and we'll use that. We've got both of these in our hands, which means that they get better, which is good. And I think that's about it. I'm okay at doing that. Yeah. Okay. So he goes first. If I can, when we get to like around 7 cards, if I can beat him in strength, will be really good. So we shouldn't use that straight away turn 1. So we'll start by... Where's that card? This one. Whenever you play a unit with deploy boost. I don't think Skellige have anything that can specific to certain rows. So we can lock a unit and spawn a base copy of the opposite row. Boost it by 2. So we need to look for a really valuable target. That is going to be... We're looking for one of his big engines, really. We want to lock his engine and spawn a copy for ourselves, and hopefully it'll be useful. Okay, he damages it by 1. He gets that every 2 turns. So, I mean, I think the Skellige deck, starter deck, is really well designed. It's all about Bloodthirst, so how many units on my side of the board are damaged.
He is here. So
I need to have Bloodthirst, number of damaged enemy units triggered, so he needs to have 2. He's going to have 3 damage next turn. He's got 3 charges, so we can kill it to prevent the 3 damage. Would be kind of cool. I think let's prevent that 3 damage. We'll lose 1 value from doing this, and he won't go up. But I think preventing 3 damage is pretty good. You know, not bad there. These are the cards that I'll probably play next, just to thin my deck. Make sure they're thinned for round 1. And then I'll probably start using these Alba Spearmen. Damage an enemy unit by 1, increase the damage by 1 for each adjacent soldier. That'll create several adjacent soldiers, so it'll be good. Oh, that's a gold card. So this is good, right? This is a good example of an opponent that is possibly spending expensive cards. I mean, that's 7 provisions. Boost down by E for damage enemy. Boost up by the amount of an enemy is damaged. So it's an expensive card-ish, you know. If he spends too many expensive cards in round 1, I might say, because I didn't go first, I might say, okay, you can have round 1 then. And don't always try and compete with his value. Currently, though, he's not doing too bad. Let's just continue with the with the thinning of the deck. We've got a boost there, so that engine's working. So, I mean, I don't think he's got like a big, massive board, but don't forget he's got 5 extra value there whenever he chooses. So this card can be quite tricky. You damage adjacent units by its power, so we kind of have to... I can't use it yet at all. So you have to be very kind of... You have to be careful with that. Sometimes it can not be very good if he plays his positioning well. If he wants his Bloodthirst, he should probably attack this. Damage any unit by the amount of damage units on their side, so 0, right?
By the rate of Morhog.
He should have used his leader, he forgot. He should have used it before that, so we got an extra damage. If you use your leader on that, we can guarantee it's going to be bloodthirsted. It's going to be damaged for a long time, because that will just keep boosting itself, where that won't. Then he could have hit that on that, so it'll have 2 bloodthirsted units. I'm going to stick down this guy and do some damage. I'm going to do 3 damage. Let's just do it on that. I don't think there's any reason not to. Push. Okay, so I've actually got ahead, which is nice. I do think it's a good time for him to use that now. Because he went first, he kind of needs to stay ahead a little bit. Or pass. But I think it's a bit early to pass. It's very good. Again, I don't really agree with hitting that unless he can kill it. Because, like, if he had Geralt, leaving that alone might get to 9. But if he hit one of these, then he would get the Bloodthirst, you know. That this guy would want, or some other people would want. Heal an allied unit by 3 and boost it by 3. Oh, that's good. Good value, well done. Okay, good. I'll just do the same thing.
What is it now?
Doesn't seem to matter what I hit there. He hasn't got anything that I want to lock yet. I can't really use that because it wouldn't do much value. That's not really that useful yet. That's okay, 6 value I suppose. I could always put that spy on his side there. And then use this treason to hit 2 there and 1 there. But that's a pretty rubbish play. Damage unit by 4. If I've got 2 wounded, damage it by 6, wasn't it? Yeah. Maybe he could have waited though. Like, Bloodthirst hit a couple of these, and then he would have got 6 value from it. I do that. I'm going to boost him just in case, because next turn he's going to get that. He may have Geralt. He might be able to throw Geralt. It doesn't really matter to me whether he spends powerful cards here and I lose, because I went second. So I get the last say, and I'm always allowed to like sort of catch up to him if I can, if I want to. But that might be a dangerous thing for me to do if I went first. But it seems fine. Again, I'm not using my leader in round 1. You kind of want to save it until like a round that you can possibly win the game from. Round 2 if you win round 1, or round 3. Make it really hurt him. Okay, good. So now he's got a bit of thing. He probably should have used that on one of them. Just so that I've got more Bloodthirst. More damaged units. We could use this guy, I suppose. That would turn that into a 4. And it would no longer be Bloodthirst. So maybe... maybe this is like a bit of a counter to his deck. A little bit. you know. Hope he's not forgetting about this card, because we're getting very close to, you know, having no cards. If he plays a card and I'm still ahead after he's played that card, he's going to lose card advantage now. Ah, there you go. That's okay. That's totally fine.
Not your lucky day.
I think that might be a pass from me. I feel like these are quite powerful cards. This one doesn't have any much use here. He still hasn't even used that, so I think, although it looks like I'm only, what's that, 8 behind, I'm actually 8 plus 5. So I think, well done. Well done. Well done indeed. That was kind of nice. I think he did a good job there, holding that. If you know that you can, like, eliminate a lot of their value then and secure you around, it's good. So well done. I'm not sure how good that's going to be on his side, though. Okay, good. An engine. Now, the thing about this is round 2. I've got 6 cards. He's got 5. He's probably going to pass. Dry pass. So what I need is a card in my hand that is bad. Okay, in order to put down. I need to put down a bad card because I have to put down something. So I think I'm going to put him down, or maybe that. Depends how good that is. What cards have I got in here? I think we're okay. I'll just leave it. He'll probably pass straight away, I reckon. He didn't. Okay. So now, because he's played, he risks... If I can beat his strength and stay above his strength, he's going to lose card advantage. Okay? So the aim for me now is to play a powerful card and stay above his strength. Okay, so you need to be very careful with pushing in round 2. You have to know that you've got something. So I'm going to do this, because that will get me ahead.
Beast or man makes no difference to me.
And so he's going to lose card advantage at some point, because if I can stay ahead of him, he will pass, and then I won't have to play another card, and I'll just keep the card advantage. So this is kind of more advanced things, so you might not be understanding this quite, but you'll see how it plays out. I'm just aiming to stay ahead of him now. It's dangerous to push round 2 sometimes. Sometimes it's really useful if you like a short round. I don't think he minds what kind of round he has, to be honest. I may have some pretty rubbish cards in my hand, though. You do have to consider that.
You waste my time.
He's not passed yet, you see. I mean, he could use that. He'll die. It's the same as if he didn't use it, really. Because I've already got Bloodthirst. So again, I want to try and stay ahead. That's quite a good card. I mean, now it's my decision. Do I put the engine down? Because I don't need to right now, but maybe the lost value if I don't put it down might be the difference. Or do I want to try and save it for next round? I'll put it down.
Yes.
I've got other things. I've got another one in there and some other things too. At the end of every melee turn of mine, you'll damage him by 1.
Bow before modern Freya.
What do you reckon? A healer? Yeah, that's good. Nice. Okay, very nice.
Will protect us.
Okay. If I put that 4, I'll draw, but then he'll hit for 1, so we'll do that. Melee row. So we can't use that ability anymore. You put something here, I can use this to do 6 damage to either one. I don't know if you will. Again, I said this in the previous video, it's worth reminding. You can't use an ability and then pass. If you do anything in the round, you in the turn, you have to play a card. So I was just saying it because if he uses that, he can't pass now, because that's kind of a bit of a cheaty thing, you know. You have to kind of think a turn ahead in that respect. Like if he's got anything down here that he wants to play, he has to play a card now. So 4, he should do it on that, right? That's generating value over time, so you should have hit that one. So I need 4 value, because that'll get me over him. So that won't be enough. That won't be enough. So I'll have to use this. So I mean, he's getting somewhere.
There is no escape.
I've got my leader if I really need it. I can lock a unit and spawn a copy myself if I need to, but I mean, my cards are pretty shit here. You know, they're hard to use. You know? I'm not sure how high a strength this guy's gathering, so it seems weird to re-mulligan this guy, but sometimes it's just not going to get any value. Bloodthirst 2. He hasn't got Bloodthirst 2, so he's damaging you something by 2. So that was 7 value. Shouldn't have put it on the melee though, because he's going to get hit. So now I need 2, 4. I need 5. Oh god, that's not really going to work very well, that is it. Okay, sure. I'll have to use my leader, unfortunately. And again, I can't use my leader and pass. I have to play a card, so I'll probably play this one because I don't think it's going to be that useful, especially in a short round. So this will be worth 2, won't it? Bam. And then this will be worth this one. I might get the extra value from it. I have to play a card anyway, so. Okay, so he got the leader out of me, so that was a good push. He got the leader, but I still got a card, so I've got 1 card over him. And we're going to the final round. I was hoping to save the leader. Well played on the push. Having these cards seems a bit dangerous, you know. If he was playing Northern Realms that boost themselves a lot, then maybe he would have had more value. I don't see... I can't remember what the Skellige have. I don't think he's going to get many cards that go that high. What have I got left? Some nice ones here. I will use my redraw on him. Let's hope I don't... Yeah, okay. Oh, that was hard. That's only worth 5 because I have to boost an enemy. Bam. Okay, not a great start. We'll do this one first because it boosts an enemy by 2, so if we play him to start with, we don't have to do that. Okay, my hand is not great. He gets to use his leader ability every 2 turns. So he gets a little bit more value, so we might lose this one, to be honest. Bloodthirst 3 boosts out by 5. So that would have actually been a Geralt if I had a lot of Bloodthirst. Damage me by 1. Okay. Pay a bear. Separate the roads in case he's got like a road damaging effect like Lacerate. So let's just reiterate here. I do have a lot of control, you know, in the way of locks and stuff, but the value I can generate is not like I don't have many engines in this deck, and he didn't have anything worth locking for the most part. So this is where Nilfgaard can kind of fall a little bit. I think we'll lock that now. There's no reason to lock it at all, but if he damages something a little bit more, we can get some extra value from this. So this is going to transform something into a 4 strength, but that's not going to have any value at the minute. So if he hits one of these, I get extra value there. We'll see. Depends if he's got any gold in his hand. He's got a leader charge you can use and hit this one. Okay. So we could get value if he doesn't kill it. Did he... I think he used Geralt already, didn't he? So. Healer unit. Okay. So that could be worth a decent chunk.
Oh, Freya, thy very name is mercy.
4, yeah, okay. There you go. So well played to him.
Impressive.
Well played. Right. Forfeiting because I don't really need all this stuff. I'm fine just playing as I am. So We got an achievement. What did we get? We got a reward point for transform a card during an online match. There'll be a reward point for you. So let's go back to the deck builder and just have a quick look at what... So we've discussed like the weaknesses of this deck. It's good for controlling. I think this Nilfgaard worked best against this Northern Realms deck, to be honest. Because they have a lot of engines that boost over time and we can lock them. But our value is limited. He didn't put anything down that was like massively NG, because we want to like seize, we want to steal his unit and get the value afterwards. He didn't really play treason. He didn't do anything that got into treason range. He didn't do anything that got into Geralt range. So like we had limited sort of value. In terms of what's good, Masquerade Ball turns out to be very, very, very good. Like that's really powerful, but you do have to be able to play aristocrats. So it requires a bit of extra investment into Nilfgaard. But it's a very powerful card, so if you see it, maybe you can drop it in. Let's have a look. Nilfgaard. Damien can be a very valuable card. Re-enable your leader ability, so you get 2 of them. A lot of people use him. He's vulnerable to removal, you know, Alzor or Lock or something. So just be aware of that. Tibor could be quite good. I mean, like, you can see Tibor and he's worth 13. They summon the top unit from their deck, and it might be quite nice, but they don't get to use the ability, so sometimes it can really screw them over, which is nice. Yeah, a lot of people go for poison. Poison is definitely one avenue you can go for. With the Nilfgaard, it's very powerful at the moment. This guy seems to have a bit of both. He's got a lot of value to him. He assimilates, which means anytime you play a card that wasn't in your starting deck, he boosts. He can poison something if you want. You can purify. If someone, you know, locks your stuff, you can unlock it, I think. So, very nice multi-purpose card, that. There's a lot of other ones too that you can try and go for. Destroy a locked unit. We've got a lot of locks, so if they've got a really high value unit but you don't have Geralt, you can lock it and then destroy it with this. So yeah, go for the poisons, go for the locks, and stuff like that. Alright, let's open that last keg that we've got for now. I need to actually spend to buy more and see what we get. God, it's like gambling. I love it. Okay, you ready?
Smash, smash.
I'm feeling a legendary. I'm feeling it. I don't think I got a legendary. Okay. Is that an epic? Okay, 2 monsters. Neck Warrior with Thrive. Might do well. Drowner is amazingly good. Okay? Because Drowner it's a 2 strength card. It's pretty cheap. It's got Thrive, so you put the Neckers down there 1 strength, and then you put him down, he's 2, he busts the Neckers, and it's a nice curve of Thrive. But also, he moves an enemy unit to the other row and damages it by 2. The damage generally doesn't matter, although sometimes it's useful, but moving is quite good, because there's a lot of cards you saw in the Nilfgaard game where I had to put some guy on the melee and he hits every turn. If he's moved from the melee, it's almost like locking. So he's just a multi-purpose card that's really nice in a monster deck, so he's going in there definitely. Okay, not too interested in him myself right now. Damage a random enemy by 4 a unit and self by 4. Damage a random enemy unit and self by 4. Really? So he's just dead then. Damage a random enemy unit and self by 4. I'm really confused about that one. My epic. Epic bear. Right, we've got prize winning cow. Transform into a chore. Can you actually look? Oh yeah, cool. I knew what that was anyway, but I don't class that too highly. It might work for the Northern Realms deck, where you can give it zeal so you don't have to wait, otherwise it's just going to die. So you could choose that one. Xavier Moran, melee. Whenever you play a dwarf, get 1 armor, barricade at the end of your turn, boost that by 1. He's also a very good card for the Scoia'tael deck. If you've got a lot of dwarves, I think we've got a fair few. Vreem. Boost an allied soldier and all copies of it by 2. He's very good. Remember those slave infantry. You place it down, it turns another card into slave. If you can do that a couple of times and then use him to boost all of those slaves, because they're soldiers. So I don't think I'm going to choose him, even though it would work. I think Xavier Moran for the dwarves, I think. If I like Nilfgaard, I'd definitely choose him. But I think him. I wasn't getting too much value out of those slave infantry, so I don't want to fill up my deck with those types of things. So I'm going to go with him. I think, damn, he's going to be good. Now, I did this video before the Squirtle video, so now I have to think whether I'm actually going to put him in or not. Alright. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. I'll see you again very soon.